Grand day, y'all. If you know what Brett Dojo is, stick to the very end because you're gonna get free tickets to Brett Dojo. I think this is pretty loud. Greetings, y'all. Greetings. I just came back from hooping. Miami has one of the best basketball communities ever. And someone was telling me it was ever since LeBron came in, that's when it started to become the way it is right now. Especially if you can find your pocket community of ballers, hoopers, you're in for a good treat, a good experience, if you will. Greetings. I want to share this video real quick because the topic is AI and we're also going to talk about Brett Dojo. But real quick,
if you had one wish for AI, what would it be?
Love humanity.
Can you build that in?
I think so.
Like, how do you try?
One of the things that has worked surprisingly well is the ability to align an AI system to behave in a particular way. And so if we can articulate what that means in a bunch of different cases, then I think we can get the system to act that way.
If you had...
This is after the fact. He presented $1 trillion idea of getting supercomputers or even quantum computers at that point to really maximize the potential of AI. And he was laughed at. Literally almost everyone in the room laughed at the person who has the finger on the red button of AI. After you didn't see all the robot movies, you don't want to make a supervillain. After reading what I read and the one person I know that's really close to that space, it felt like a very cringe space to be in at the time, reading and hearing what I heard. But to still have that mindset, it's still a good thing for someone who has who literally has the finger on the red button, if you will, so we don't go iRobot. We don't have to see a bunch of trunks around swinging their swords. But speaking of that, keeping the cool, keeping a steady mindset, he still has that intention. And it's great. It's a great thing. Because if we're getting that guy, God only knows what was about to happen when he was kicked out of the company, right? So the all that is knows. But anyway, I want to talk about Brett Dojo. And if you don't know what Brett Dojo is, it is a multiple hours where we experience parasympathetic breath patterns, have fun with it. And I'm literally doing 1 hour sessions either every 3 hours, every 4 hours, type of thing. But it looks like everyone is voting right now. I don't know if I can pull this up, but everyone right now is voting. And if you have a YouTube account, go on my YouTube, Devon the Black Airbender, place your vote, whether you want this to be a 24-hour experience, whether you want this to be a 3-day experience, whether you want this to be a 2-day experience. So I'm giving you guys options because it's been a very long time since I've done a Brett Dojo, because I've been traveling up and down. And I was actually going to do it in Bali and partner up with someone there and do it at their space and have people in person come in. I was even thinking about doing it for Art Basel. Hey, I'm getting a lot of emails when it comes to Art Basel, so I am so open to collaborate and even maybe making Brett Dojo a streamer type event one day. We'll see. But Brett Dojo is designed to showcase the potential in you for, what if you were really focused, zoned in, specifically on the parasympathetic side. So don't worry about having seizures, because certain breath patterns, be honest with yourself, can you see certain breath patterns being done 24 hours throughout the day or multiple days in that cohesive unit? For this Brett Dojo in particular, I'm going to implement scalar movement, since we're also going over the proprioception series and increasing proprioception, hence increasing instinct. You know, there's a reason why I cannot play competitive ball for over 2+ years and all of a sudden hop on the court, and it'll only take me a good week, honestly, a good week to get back into a shape I never thought was honestly possible, you know. Well, I'm literally playing every other day. I literally just came back from playing almost 2 hours, and there was 1 week where I tested out not being aware of my breath and just letting it go, especially in those spaces, and it did not end up pretty. I didn't make positive passes and plays as I would hope, and that really was so telling. Everything was so off. Everything was off. And the past couple days I went back on my awareness journey, if you will, and everything felt right on point. Even today I was seeing everything back in slow motion again and getting that feeling where everyone is like in a slow-mo zone, because what's happening is your body does not lie. And what do I mean by that? In terms of what your body is sensing in a spatial awareness aspect, or sensing from another person, hence mirror neurons. So if I'm there bioelectrically charging myself, whether you realize it or not, the way I'm moving in the court, the way my hands move a certain way even when defending somebody, right? If I'm supercharging myself low-key using everyone's bioenergetic field around me to then making a high percentage shot all of a sudden, like, how did he get there? It's always also about moving. So increasing the bioelectricity, you don't really get tired. That's just a given. You don't get tired in that space. That's why everything becomes also slow-mo. Because as you're perceiving time, I was doing this whole interview and she said, the way I was describing breath and how it relates with reality, she's like, whoa, are you somewhat shifting time? I'm not shifting time. My perception of time somewhat shifts. And they actually did this experiment where they secluded this person in the middle of God knows where, and every day he didn't know the time, didn't know sunlight, etc., any of that. And what was very interesting, his perception of time slowed down, because every day he had to give a phone call and repeat a certain amount of numbers, etc. And somehow within the data, they proved that, or showcase that, I wouldn't say proven, but at least showcase that his perception of time went from how you would perceive 2 minutes, right, to then slowing down to 5 minutes. Not knowing what time it is, any of that, literally internal circadian bioclock that he's going off of. And that is literally what is happening when one is in tune with their breath, because deep down, everyone is a human being, right? So if you are on more a homeostasis wavelength, if you will, your chemical reaction to others, to your teammates, becomes heightened. Why? Because your breath awareness. If you're huffing and puffing, how can one read efficiently the environment down to the smell of the players? How can your body and mind starts to redirect its thinking patterns based off the environment? How? Why? How? How, to simplify even more, smell. Even the sense of smell has a huge impact in your psychoreceptivity and in how you play any sport or game. I think there's an anime, what's this anime called? This anime is called Blue Lock. And they actually talk about chemical receptivity. He's like, no chemical reaction. They talk about chemical reaction there. And I'm looking at that, I'm like, well, in the real world, and when I work with professionals, it's down to the basic aspect that when you eat a food, whatever food you're eating, what you're tasting is not actually coming from your quote unquote taste buds. It's coming from your sense of smell. This whole olfactory system is giving you what you think you're tasting in your taste buds. So if you're huffing and puffing, mouth breathing, while another person is nasal breathing, being chilled out, reading the other aspect of the game, which is sense of smell, then you have a receptivity in where your player is, even without even looking. You know where that person is, where to pass, where you can perceive that person to go to or be at. So that's all possible just off the sense of smell and being more aware of your breath. That is the down to earth thing experience I can showcase and just give it to you raw and real. Yes, the sense of smell. Just down to the sense of smell. If you were to mount tape your whole basketball team and you really want them to have a deeper reaction and connection, if you will, mount tape that all, have them in practice, and hug it out, guys, after every practice. And what that low-key is doing, of course, the magnetic aspect is about it, but it's mainly smell. Because when they go in the real world or real games, what's going to be more familiar to them? More than whatever they seeing, however a guy looks, whatever, the smell. Even in a room filled, it doesn't matter. There's a particle information bit by bit within the air that you're taking in, that it's going straight to the brain so you can read and have that outer space awareness. Give me a second, guys. All dials down to space. So with that being said, any questions on Breath Dojo, proprioception, increasing proprioception? If you're interested in increasing proprioception on any field or court, or even for the elderly, because when you get older, what are you losing? Your sense of balance, right? And balance, I'm gonna give it to you direct. Balance, heightened awareness of balance comes from your receptivity of internal pressure. Hey, what's moving internal pressure at the end of the day? Down to the core. You can't hide it. You can't say XYZ above it. Your breath. What is pressure in the first place? Boom. So I say that to say, truth is a marathon, not a rush to the end. So as the lies keep circling and circling, your journey just extends. Oof. And with that, I'm out. If you want to be part of Brett Dojo, it's honestly looking like everyone is voting for 3 days. So it honestly may be a 3-day event. So with that being said, if you're part of the Breathful newsletter, I will give everyone a free day. So you get to at least experience what you can really, really do. And if you're in Breath Family, tap in. I'll be always putting updates in there. And it's going to be, it's going to be live. It's going to be raw, rigged. I really want to do it in person. So never say never to maybe I get that one email that I make a decision and you know what, we'll just do Brett Dojo in Art Basel. And you can actually come in person. You can actually come in person and do it. I actually do have a few options if I really wanted to do that. But the other factor is the deals and collaborations that everyone is throwing at me for Art Basel to begin with. So I don't want to do a solo event, so it has to be incorporated or in collaborative with something or someone. We'll see. Y'all got any more questions for me? Blessings, Danny. I don't know if you're still in here. Greetings. And I noticed, I think we have a lot new faces on here. So if you have any questions, now would be the time. Because we went from 50K, we're about to hit 60K in followers. And the crazy thing in terms of my reach, I think we hit 2.5 million in reach. It's insane. So those who are sharing my content, thank you. And also, I do want to say, I'm on about 6 different interludes come 2025. I just sent one to a friend. He was like, I need your voice note. And I'm going to put this on an album. So I'm in that zone as well. So if you want to collaborate in that zone, you know, my rap tone is on point. So don't condone. Do you still sell the triangles? You mean the pyramids? I'm actually in works of recreating that specific dimensions of pyramids. So join the newsletter. I was supposed to be on a phone call yesterday and I missed a call. So I've been waiting for that call back whenever that happens. But yes, we are in the works of recreating and even mixing different metals together to recreate that whole paradigm effect with the pyramids. So for sure, be on the lookout for that. And yes, it'll be still lightweight compared to a lot of other ones I saw out there outside of Paradigm, who is no longer with us. They're a lot heavier. So I want to make it super light, just like Paradigm was. And yeah, do I even have one around? Alright, I do have one around to put right on my mound. How do you like that sound? Alright, so pyramid here. This would be similar dimensions. I'm not making it any bigger. It's going to be the exact measurements off of Dr. Fred Bell's work. Shout out to that man. So, yeah, we're going to be recreating it with a little bit more twist. So imagine each side having way more twists and features, mixing with different metals, by the way, not just one. So if you got a chance to go to the Crystal Lens website and you see the wrapping on some of the crystal lens, if you were to imagine that as a pyramid, that's what you would get. And also mixing in with like silver and titanium, all different other metals together, getting that orgone effect. Why not? We in the age of why not? I am literally wearing a crystal lens of amethyst that I still am in awe that we even got to this point. And we're almost sold out, by the way. So don't ask me when you're going to restock. I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to restock on the crystal lenses. I don't know when I'm going to restock on these styles, because every time I'm wearing this, like, yo, what are those? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Someone asked, what is your goal in life? Do you have something you want to reach before you drop? Do I have a goal? I already hit my goal. And my goal was to at least shift one person's life outside of my family's. And everything else, honestly, is icing on the cake. No pun intended. Everything else, I already hit that goal. I've helped many till this day still get messages. Hey, I tried out your YouTube, blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing suicide. I've gotten those messages. So just even getting that message alone, Just that message alone. What more, helping to save. I don't want to say I saved. I'm just part of the whole vehicle of what breath is. I didn't save anybody. I'm just part of the vehicle of what breath is and what it has to offer, and just reminding people of that. So I didn't save anybody from suicide. I helped save people from suicide. Yeah. So I already hit my goal. My goal, there is no goal. In my sense, it's just focusing on being in creation, breathing more life into creation itself, and amplifying that, especially if it's progressive, for the whole sake of humanity in that sense. I would love one of those sunglasses, crystal lenses. Yeah, also I do want to let everyone know, if you don't know, because I'm for the people, y'all. If you don't know me, I'm for the people. Crystal lenses, you can pay monthly like 30 something bucks for on the payout options. When I said that, people were like, oh, okay, boom. So I'm for the people, y'all. I also have partners. This isn't just me, all right? I also have partners involved. So it's a whole team effort, and we're very blessed to see the trajectory we're going. So to answer your question again, I don't know when we're going to restock. So it's whatever you get is whatever you get. It's literally a one of one, literally. And how's the music? Is it okay? And if you're an anime fan, or you have friends that love anime and you would want to help them to be more breath conscious, send them to my YouTube. I have anime styled breath journeys featuring Piccolo from Dragon Ball, Demon Slayer. We just did Jiren. Jiren is really cool. Jiren is the Jiren breath journey has a lot of people like, whoa, this is actually a challenge. So just want to let you know, these styles that I'm sharing in the Breath Dojo that can be done days and days and days, for like 3 days is honestly what the whole collective is saying. 3 days, and I've been seeing 3 a lot in terms of signs as of recent. So yeah, we may push for 3 days. The best breath work. So honestly, what I do, I don't like to call it breath work. I like to call it breath journey, because when you put work, everyone has that psychoactive aspect that it's work. Put it in a box, right? And you push it away. Where breath journey encourages and implies you to use these tools in real time, so you can be a living glitch, versus looking for the code and I need to be part of this routine, etc. Versus I can still do that, sure, but I can be more expansive outside of that method, where it's in real time. So definitely check out the YouTube Devon the Black Airbender. Let's actually do a little breath session before we hop off here. I'm totally a glitch. Hey, Danny. I'm breathing into it. I'm gonna get my dig. It's been a while. And that's what, I really push my breath guides to call it. Either call it a breath journey, breath guidance, but breath work, I really want to go outside that box. And that's what I do. Make breathing fun, literally, and psychedelic, to the point where it's psychedelic enough where you're not too out there, but you're still here. That's the point. Life is psychedelic as yeah. Do you see those babies' eyes when they come into the world? Like, how psychedelic do you think it really is? It really is psychedelic. We're just desensitized, or we've lost that touch for real. It's not viewing sensitive as a weakness. Shoot, people are so numb. So how is being quote unquote sensitive a weakness when if I'm quote unquote sensitive, you're most likely to also have common sense, which is not that common in today's world. But I'm more sensory aware and have that sensitive awareness. I know how to maneuver. The weak aspect part of it would be you being aware of those quote unquote senses and backing away or falling short and not taking decisive action. Now that I could see why some people view it as weak or whatever in a sense. But shoot, if I'm on the court and my senses are, I have a better chance of winning versus me being numb, full of drugs, going out playing, being drunk, going to Doc Rivers saying, yo, Doc, I drank, I'm hella drunk, bro. I can't play this quarter. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care if I get suspended. Doc Rivers, talking to Doc Rivers. And then next thing you know, Doc Rivers says, boy, I need you to go sweat that out now. And I'm going to need you to come back for the quarter. Man. And then next thing you know, here comes the DMs about, hey, I got to give up alcohol. I got to give up XYZ. I got to be better on the field, etc. All these things collide into one. Your life is not separate. You doing XYZ. Everything you do in your life, whatever the case may be, is all connected. And definitely starts with breath, for sure. Hey, I'm just telling like it is. Pro athletes go through that because you have a lot of pressure. When you're a pro athlete, you don't just have pressure on, oh, I gotta win the team, etc. You may most likely are the top of the household. So there's that mental pressure that society may look at some pro players and be like, celebrity this, blah, blah, blah. But what they don't see is the amount of pressure you have in the sense that, oh, I have to lead this next generation because I got all this resources available to me now that my past generations, years, didn't even have a chance to touch because either they were dirt poor, slaves, etc., whatever the case may be. But all that pressure is on you now. That's the side of society many people don't really talk about at all. You just view someone in the limelight and they're like, oh, they're all this, and you get to judge. Yeah, it's easy to judge, right? So with that being said, let's focus on the judging on the internal and focus on the internal sensations so it can echo out into the world in a big way, powerful, intentional way. So with that being said, relax. You can close your eyes. You don't have to close your eyes, but if you're in a safe, relaxed space, now would be a good time to close your eyes. Be still. If you're on the edge of a chair, spine straight, eyes closed, breathing only with the nose. God, universe only knows what you need, and the breath will feed. Longer and longer exhales as you breathe out only with the nose. And then I want you to gather your hands together like this, all fingers touching, relax around the lower part of your belly button. That is really the center. And keep it there, breathing only with the nose, relaxing your shoulders more and more. with your eyes closed, hopefully, I want you to look up. If your eyes are open, don't worry about looking up. Just focus on a blank space, preferably looking up. That way you have less tension surrounding you. Still breathing only with the nose, longer and longer exhales. Now as your fingers are together, I want you to create more pressure as you exhale, and as you inhale, relax, still keeping the hands intact. So pressure, inhale, relax, exhale, give some pressure on your fingertips, all connected. Feeling the contrast, the ebb and flow as you go. Longer and longer exhales. Harmonizing the pressure you're feeling in the fingertips with the pressure of the exhale. Inhale, relax, breathing at your own pace. You don't have to follow me. Longer and longer exhales. Longer and longer exhales, going at your own pace. Inhale, relax the pressure of the fingertips. Exhale, give more pressure to those fingertips connected. If you're just joining, gather your hands like so. All fingers connected, and bring it to the lower part of your belly button. Spine straight aligned. Tongue relax. Shoulder relax. Breathing only with the nose, longer and longer exhales. Getting lighter on the inhales with your fingertips. On the exhales, create that pressure. Still go at your own pace. Thank you for sharing the breath. If you're interested in Breath Dojo and having a longer session like that, even longer, for 3 days, most likely it's going to be 3 days. Everyone is voting 3 days. But in the members group, yeah, everyone is still 3 days. I think on YouTube, everyone is voting 24 hours. So go on YouTube, vote Devon the Black Airbender, or in this Breathful channel, go to my Breathful channel, hit the vote. Vote how many days, how long you want to do this for. Thank you, thank you. Much love, Danny. Much love. All right, y'all, take this with you. Have fun with it. And I'll see you next time. Peace. Join the Breathful newsletter for updates. Link is in the bio. Peace.